Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back into DaBearsDen. I'm your host, Alex, and today I just wanted to jump on here and talk about a couple things really quick. It's going to be my Friday video, and then obviously we'll be going into week 2 here of the NFL season. We've already begun, and first I wanted to talk about the Bills-Dolphins Thursday night game, which concluded a couple hours ago. I'm recording this video tonight for today because I wanted to jump on here and talk about the 31-10 win for the Bills over the Dolphins, and the kind of really the tragic situation we're seeing unfold with Tua Tagovailoa. Um, Tua is a quarterback that the media has been hit or miss with for his entire career. There's been media analysts that have liked him. There's been media analysts that have thought he's a bad quarterback, and there's probably justified arguments to either side. I've always been a Tua supporter. I thought that he really kind of came in and turned this Miami franchise around, and I think him with Mike McDaniel is a very good pairing. Obviously, didn't have the game that he wanted tonight when he was on the field. A couple picks weren't necessarily all his fault. Obviously, the one where he was maybe trying to throw away and that was ended up being a pick six. Obviously, that was on him. But what I really want to speak on here is the injury that he suffered, the concussion again. And it's really, really unfortunate and sad for me to see as a football fan and, as a human being, because it keeps happening to this person. It keeps happening to this man. And, you know, I think it's important to kind of look at like what is valued the most here, right? Like, how high is football valued? And I think that, with these constant head injuries, obviously he played all the way through last season, and that was fantastic. And it looked like these injuries were, going to become a thing of the past. But I think that it's in the best nature for him to hang it up, for him to retire and move on. You can't keep taking these head injuries. If you guys remember the ones that he was taking in 2022, those were hard hits to the ground. He was hitting his head hard on the ground. And at first, watching the injury tonight, I'm not gonna, show it here in this video, but at first I thought it was a neck injury, the way his neck moved. But seeing him down and seeing the way that his body's reacting to being hit in the head again, it's heartbreaking to see. And I really hope that the front office of Miami, the coaching staff, the teammates really sit down with him and have a discussion and talk about, you know, what his future looks like. I think this is something that's so important, and it sucks that it's happening to a young talented quarterback in the league, quarterback that led the league in passing last year. Um, but similarly to the career of Andrew Luck, these injuries pile up, and these aren't injuries to certain parts of the body. These are injuries to the head, to the brain, and these are injuries that can affect his life moving forward. And I think past a certain point, like, of course, looking at it from a football perspective, if I'm a Dolphins fan, of course I don't want him to retire, right? I think he gives us a great chance to win, and you know, obviously he's got a great chemistry with Jalen Waddle, with Tyreek Hill, and with Jonnu Smith. But these injuries keep happening, and it's sad to see because he could have avoided the one tonight if he slid. If he knew where he was on the field, it seemed like perhaps he lost where he was, didn't realize they had the first down. If he slid and went down, this could have been avoided, and it's something that's just, it's very disheartening to see. It's obviously the dark side of football and sports. None of us enjoy seeing it, and I really think the conversation needs to be had. I think it's time to hang it up. And it sucks. No one deserves to have their career cut short, but we've seen this happen before. Player that comes to mind in my eyes is Johnny Knox when he took that horrific back injury, in the game against, I'm pretty sure it was Seattle. I was pretty young then. I was probably 12 or 13 when that happened, but I vividly remember that injury, and no one deserves to have their career cut short, like I said, but I just think that, past a certain point, we need to start valuing life in our future over football, and I just really hope that Miami coaching staff and the front office and the teammates actually do the correct thing, because there was that talk a year or two ago, or I guess it was 2 years ago, back in 2022, when he took a hit, the second concussion of the year, I think. That was the one, I'm pretty sure, against Cincinnati. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he took that second concussion, was gone a couple weeks, and then he came back to try and finish the season, and there was a lot of flack given towards the coaching staff and the office, rightfully so, for putting him back in again. And so I just hope that these honest conversations are had, and obviously, if he comes out of it and he wants to continue playing, they can't force him out. But I think I read online tonight that if he were to retire right now and hang it up, he'd get $93 million guaranteed, no questions asked. It's part of his contract. It's pretty good. It's not like he's doing this to make ends meet, right? Like there's a lot of benefit here for Tua to retire, and just something to think about. Obviously, speaking on the game itself, Buffalo looked pretty good. James Cook had a huge game. Josh Allen didn't really do too much, went 13 and 19 for 139 yards and a touchdown. But Buffalo looked good. They controlled the game the entire time, and they really made Tua and the offense uncomfortable. And Buffalo's looking like they're going to be pretty good, despite not having Stephon Diggs. That was their concern going on through the year, through the offseason. But um, it's been a wild season already for Miami, with the whole Tyreek situation last week with the police, and then coming back in week 1 and winning, and now this. And so Miami's a team that I like I've said before on this channel. I'm a fan of NFL. I'm a fan of the game. I'm a Bears fan first. I'm a diehard Bears fan. I'll always be a Bears fan, but I'm a fan of the game, and I think that Tua has been a great quarterback for this league. And it's going to be really interesting to see kind of what steps are taken, and what direction the team goes moving forward. And I just hope that internally the correct conversations, the right conversations, are had, and that's where I stand on that. And so that's all I've got to say in today's video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Obviously hoping that Tua is going to be okay. He'll be able to recover and not have any, severe effects or long-lasting effects. No one deserves that. And that's it for today's video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening every single day and every week. And subscribe if you enjoyed. I appreciate you being here. We'll see you in the next video. Bear down as always. Peace.